Zoom, zoom, zoom. Hey, 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 hey. Zoom, zoom, zoom. What up, Naughty Steppers? Connor Whitmore here again with another review for you on the Nawtystep channel. And in today's video, I'm going to be doing a live review of the new track from Spag Heddy, released on Never Say Die Records, Zoom. An ID that's been doing the rounds on the internet for a fair while now. The hype's been pretty big for it. Even a Twitter account had been made about whether it had been released yet. Still someone for me with one of the most identifiable sounds in dubstep. Not releasing as often as he used to, but I feel that makes each release more special. And now Zoom is finally here, so let's hope it is indeed a special tune, a bit of a banger. His second tune of the year following Noodle Neck with Rico Act, which I wasn't huge on. So yeah, here's hoping this one provides a little more. For those that may not be familiar, a live review is me listening to a track for the first time whilst recording. Kinda like a reaction video, but it's more about the review and response side of it. So I will be stopping the track at various points in order to give my thoughts while listening. But here we go, Spag Heddy, Zoom, let's do it. And just as I get the speaker ready here, gonna have a little look at the artwork, see what it's about. Yeah, this is cool. I like the kind of, I don't know, it's kind of like a shaman vibe, sitting on this big, obviously it's not a throne because it isn't a chair, but it's like a nice little spaceship, hovercraft kind of thing. Got a lot of spaghetti in the costume and in the helmet kind of thing that he's got on. And yeah, he's kind of summoning all of the spaghetti heads to listen to his new track. But here we go, on with the tune. I'm liking this right now. I'm liking it already. Some really, really nice background touches in there, making it, you know, very intricate and alive. Kind of like an insect crawling at the bottom of the track. It's really, I don't know, it makes it really imagistic as a listen. Which kind of sounds like an oxymoron, but trust me, it isn't. Here we go. Oh, oh, oh! Oh, shit! Okay. Oh, shit, okay. Quite a long section. I mean, I'm not entirely sure what's coming next, whether it's like a quelled mid-section or if it's going to be a double drop of some sort. But that was really cool. I did not expect that at all. It's quite minimalistic. I think it's quite sparse on the percussion front. And I've always really enjoyed about Spag Heddy's style, how he makes the darkest sounds come across as quite surreal. Because it's got that kind of circusy, freakish vibe to it. And with those trumpet notes he's got kind of interspersing the drops, that aspect of it is exactly what gives it that freakish, circus-like appeal in this track. Yeah, I think I really enjoy the way that it's kind of confident in itself, the fact that it doesn't change too much over its course and kind of steadily builds more and more, I think is really welcomed on this track. I mean, the ideas in the drops aren't amazing. I mean, they're not completely wowing me. They're not knockout ideas in themselves. But I think the way that he builds on it more and more, as I said, is really working for it. And yeah, I'm quite interested to see how it progresses from here. Oh, yeah. Oh, that was lovely. That percussion. Fuck me up. That snare. Oh. Fuck yeah, come on. Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh. Okay. Oh. Oh, how long's left? Oh, that's it. Oh, very, very impactful track. I am liking that. Blimey. Yeah, that's really interesting, that tune. Fundamentally, and more than anything, it's very refreshing to hear that from Spag Heddy. I've had problems with him over the last couple of years. A lot of his songs, for me, there's been too much going on, and that's meant that some of the sounds are a little bit off. a little bit muffled, scratchy, and we haven't really got a very organic chemistry between all of the sounds on offer. But here, he's gone for quite a minimalistic approach, and that's meant that all of the sounds can be heard really quite clearly, and it makes for a really crisp execution. As I mentioned before, I'm not massive on the drops, but that's not saying they're bad. It's just saying they're not incredible, and we know how many incredible drops he's made in the past. It's not a standout collection of drops, it's not like show-stopping in any respect, but I think the way it's executed kind of makes up for that. And you know me, you know what I'm like. I am all about that tight, really well-cut percussion, and there is so much of it here as well. That's another aspect of it that really lifts it up. And then aside from the drop aspect of it, I really actually also want to talk about the builds, which they have those synths that just pierce through. It's just building steadily with each one leading up to each drop. It's just like a jigsaw of really finely cut, refined sounds, and he's put them together in a really effective way. Yeah, I mean, it's not like I can't find fault with it. As I said, the drops aren't incredible. They are pretty good and well put together, effective in what they're trying to do, but they're not show-stopping, as I mentioned before. And also, no, actually, the more I think about it, really, I'm not sure beyond that there is that much that I don't enjoy about it. It's just a really solid, down-to-earth, trap, dubstep kind of hybrid song. Mostly on the trap side, of course, because of that backdrop. But yeah, it's just like a really clean, shiny, decent tune. I don't think there is that much else to it. And I touched on this earlier, but I think that the whole circus-like, freakish theme is pretty evident from start to finish, and it's really good to see that he's carrying that on. He's done it in the past, but the tune itself has been quite scratchy and muffled, whereas this is really well cut and cleanly put together. So it's great to see the production and the theme marrying here. Just gonna have another little skim through it. Okay, yeah, this introduction also, you would expect the drums to come in at that point, but they don't. And for me, the way that he kind of lengthens it out and draws it out is very, very, very well done. And that bit as well, like, he never tries to do too much. There's a real confidence in what he's doing, and I think that just works even more for setting the scene and kind of getting us prepared for the heaviest parts. Those are the synths that I was talking about earlier that really pierce through. God, they're good. And I love the playfulness of that drop. It's just so much fun. That is really, when I think about it, besides the heaviness and all of that, that is what I love about Spag Heddy. Before, I've really felt that he's put too much together, but with this one it's just so clean. And now for the point in the live review where I answer some questions that I made for myself before listening to the track for the first time. So, what were your favourite parts? Where do I start, really? I mean, I like the introductions, I think they're really cool, kind of set the scene, and then the builds also kind of keep that going. Those piercing sounds are lovely. The whole circus-like, freakish theme of it, I also really, really enjoy about it. But most of all, I would have to say, is the execution and the way that it's cut. Very clean, well put together. Yeah, it's just a really sharp Spag Heddy track, one that I don't feel we've got for a fair while. What were your least favourite parts? I think they're very few and far between, to be honest. As I've said already, there isn't loads to take from this tune in terms of the bad stuff. I mean, a lot of it is pretty good. If anything, I would say that the drops at points need a little bit more unleashing. They seem quite contained into themselves. He does well to add sounds in the drops, but there are points where I just needed a little bit more of an unleashing of sound, where I think he could have just taken it to another level. But I think that's being a little bit nitpicky, because in all honesty, I do enjoy those drops, I enjoy the minimalism of them, and the way that they're cut. What do you make of the song overall? Yeah, I feel like I've answered this question already, but I can't see loads to fault it for. It's not incredible, and I don't think I would put it up there with the best I've heard from him so far, but I think it could potentially get there over time. And for me, it's rare, in dubstep particularly, but also trap, to have a song that is so well cut, and so sharp and really refined and well executed, and especially with all the percussion on point, and that is what Zoom has. So overall, I think it is a pretty good song. And finally, was it worth the wait and hype? Short and sweet answer for this one, I'm gonna say mostly yeah, almost entirely yeah. It's fresh, it's different, not only for him but for the scene generally. For him to have come out with this song, I think is fantastic. Kind of shows a way that dubstep producers can produce different kinds of stuff as well, with him being a predominantly dubstep producer. So yeah, for me, considering how it is cut and the way that it is a bit different for him, yeah, I think it is worth the wait and hype. And so there we have it, guys, my initial thoughts and reaction to the new Spag Heddy track Zoom. What did you guys make of the tune? Do you have any favourite moments from it? I'm sure you all do, but let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this live review, then be sure to give it a big old thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hit the notification bell along the way, social media accounts in the description box down below. For some other live reviews on the channel, check out the link right here. And lastly, if it's naughty, then you know, guys, so be sure, as always, to keep it naughty and stay safe. And I shall see all of you legends in the next one. Peace out.